Meat sauce. Meat sauce. It's March 29th. Sometimes I think about every blade of grass, every tree, every personality in China and Russia and India, Africa, the world. There's so many people, so many life forms. There's no hell's chance way that we'd come together in time. But I'm healthy and I eat a big lunch. So all my energy is gone. And I've had to trim the weeds lately. People didn't get it recently when I said, we'll be dead by 2040 and or living in a pure form of hell. I really meant that. If you're still alive by then, it's just going to be so uncomfortable and not even worth it. It's not even going to be worth it. Things are so exponential. Do you understand biodiversity loss? Co-extinctions leading to the extinction of the human race. It's happening. And here Biden goes with a $5 trillion deficit plan or spending package that has like another $815 billion of defense, right? And $48 billion for climate measures. Fine, throw $48 billion and all it assesses is like how to build. It's going to be for resilience and some, we're going to have warning sirens everywhere by the 2027. That's what the UN says. It's a perfect timing. What I'm saying is the package is incommensurate with what's actually required. Clearly, it's divested in the wrong things. But, Biden's a puppet. And so it's the entire corporations that really we're relying on big tech, just like Don't Look Up. Big tech is the enemy. We're relying on them to save the day, which is not going to happen. They're going to keep making Big Macs and selling you fitness programs. So that's just horrific that, is all this talk, all this is bullshit. They don't represent us. It's like they don't care about our health and well-being. The social contract has been broken. You can't climb up the corporate ladder. It's and even if you do, you lose it all in one pink slip. You make a remark like a joke. See, because I'm on the spectrum, I don't really know but people just say whatever they want and they offend people, and that's a potentiality. That's how that happened to me. Misunderstood in workplaces, and you can lose everything. But everybody just keeps pumping out these YouTube videos with Bitcoin's gonna be, keep pumping the system. We're just gonna keep pumping it up. There's a quote I wanted to read, though, from my very smart friend I've bragged about before. I shared this. Let's see if I can pull it up. It makes sense in regards to people who are aware of collapse. It says it's from a book called Denial. I'm just going to read it straight from this. I should read this book, but I haven't. Quote, potentially related to denial is the psychological state called depression, which is very common in humans and thought to be one of the most poorly diagnosed and treated diseases in the world. When someone has a temporary situational depression, it is usually straightforward. We can understand why depressive thoughts arise from a certain negative incident or difficult personal situation. However, this does not explain the very common problem of unprovoked major depression, which can even end in suicide. While depression is undoubtedly of a variety of disease processes that are driven by various biochemical changes in the brain, major depressive disorder, as it officially is called, should be highly maladaptive in terms of survival and reproductive fitness. Among the many theories remaining, this disease is one called depressive realism. Theory. Yes, as Tally Sherrod puts it, quote, while healthy people are biased towards a positive future, depressed individuals perceive possible misfortunes a bit too clearly. While severely depressed patients are pessimistic, mildly depressed people are actually pretty good at predicting what may happen to them in the near future. Thus, major depressives may in fact be the true realists who fully appreciate the enormity of all the negative issues that face them every day, socially, personally, and professionally. In this line of reasoning, normal people are the ones who are deluding themselves. That's directly from pages 153, 154 of a book called Denial, Self-Deception, False Beliefs, and the Origins of the Human Mind by Ajit Varki and Danny Brower in 2013. Sounds like I need to get down on that. Well, yes, I'm definitely mildly depressed and or have been severely depressed in my life before. And this individualistic, self-centered culture doesn't help with that. It's so predictable now. Like the stalker today, I thanked him. I said, thank you for doing your work, doing your job at the grocery store. And he said, he's probably 25. He said, thanks, man. You're the first one to tell me that. And I've been working here like, I don't know how long. Yeah, I knew that because I'm also an essential worker and people don't even like thank you or anything. And yet people complain about like not being like having like true friends around. It's like it's so predictable. Like, yeah, because we're like rugged individualism. We've been bred to like fight for your own and not really pay attention to each other's like feelings and care. You know, I'm really I point out when I see bullshit or stuff I don't think is acceptable. You know, I'm quick to do that. But anytime you go inward, that's narcissism. Anytime you use I or my or like you flip it and say anything outward is better, okay? With your friends and everything. It's like we're scared, ego, like we're afraid of not being loved, so we put up this front, this act like we're tough and we don't need to be cared for, but really we all need love and caring. And yet this is the culture is like, no, man up, you know, nobody, I look how hard I worked. And so, you know, let's use a measuring stick, and we're comparing to each other and in more ways than one. And it's just toxic. It's just overall toxic, narcissistic culture. And, you know, in a really loving, caring society, like people would be open arms and, if they had their own community with each other, and that's how we're supposed to be. And small little tribes, not this big clusterfuck melting pot. It doesn't work. Like I said, every blade of grass, every tree, every squirrel, every human, everything that's interacting on Earth, we're all from one. And you can at least grasp that concept if you pick up meditation or like Buddhism, you study that and you make the connection that like we're all one and we all come from the same matter and everybody knows this energy, stardust, right? Or you're completely delusional and think the world was made in like 7 days by some omnipotent fairy. And free will is like an illusion, right? Because God gave you making a decision to destroy the planet. Okay, I'm rambling, but I don't really feel satisfied. Actually, let me say, this narcissism thing, it's like I had a therapist in my car one time in Dallas. She was like way older, like 60, 70, 80 probably. And she needed a lift from like somewhere. I think she went to the dentist. It doesn't matter. And she told me she practiced psychiatry for like 30 or 40 years, like a long ass time. And she's like, you know what? Just straight up honest with me. Like, I've met a lot of narcissists. Like, people don't even realize that they're being narcissistic because it's so ingrained in our culture. Is the thing me. Everything is me. So we don't ask each other how we're doing because all we think about is myself. Well, if I open up and be vulnerable, then I'm weak. Actually, you're weak the other way. That's true. I'm bold as love. I'm bold as love, baby. Don't slap people. He took himself too seriously. Chat to you soon. Bye.